All right, folks, we're on the phone here with David Aaker, and he is going to be joining us in the Chamber membership on Friday, May 13th at Hager Hall. It's the second installment in our leadership training series, and the topic is going to be turning service into sales. Now, there's two offerings, one at 9 a.m. and one at 2 p.m. And again, it's Hager Hall Conference and Event Center. David, thanks for chatting with us.
Jim, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, the theme is to stimulate your company's growth. Now, when you say company, our membership is so diverse. Do you sort of have one sort of company that you gravitate towards with your advice, or is it more of an umbrella statement that can really be applied to each business, whether it's a nonprofit, small business, or large business?
Yes, and I think you bring up a good point, Tim, because the conversation on customer service is so broad and so opportunist. Of the whole theme is building stronger businesses in the community. When businesses have a stronger business base, the community is stronger. And with this customer service program, turning service into sales, what I like to think is, and they're both 2-hour programs, and as you said, Tim, one is at 9 a.m., one is at 2 p.m. It's identical programs in the same day. The reason for that is because the morning session is always usually the higher turnout until they go back to work and they talk about what it is, and then they actually, we have a lot more walk-ins in the afternoon session. And the good news is that the 2 hours, the program is very enthusiastic and it's participatory, and the audience is actually part of the program. It's a really fast 2 hours. We cover a lot of bases, but the most specific point, Tim, is that I'm going to offer some specific examples of positive customer service ideas, and the theme of the program, it's titled Turning Service into Sales, but it's really that serving others is a privilege, not an obligation.
That's great.
And we talk about serving others. It's not just standing in line at the bank and next please, get in line. It's really that there's so much competition out there that if someone gets to your front door or calls you on your phone number, they went through what I call the competition filter. And now the golden moment, their ship is in your harbor because they're in your business. And the best tool all businesses have, and when I say all business, I include the barber shop that only has 2 or 3 people, or the beauty shop, or the car dealership that has 100, or the hospital that has 1,500 employees. Everybody on staff is a point of the business arrow to the customer, the guest, the client, and it's so important because everybody has that first impression opportunity when somebody comes into a business. So when you stop and think about, well, that's just one more customer or just one after another at a grocery store. No, they're there because they choose to be there, and that's what makes it fun. But I wrote the 10 top golden nuggets of customer service. I'm going to touch on all 10 of the customer service. And I also touch on the conversation that ethics is involved in everybody's opportunity to serve others. And sometimes we don't give ethics enough credit because no matter what every employee is doing all the time, they're making an ethical impression on the guest, the customer, the patient, whatever the case may be. And sometimes we don't enlighten or give the green light to everybody on payroll, but they are, in fact, they're the company. And that's what makes it kind of exciting.
Absolutely.
So as we filter through this 2-hour program, and like I said, it just gets short of wild. I have a hot idea contest, and we're going to get the 10 best hot ideas of business that's really going to kind of turn the volume up on Hagerstown, Washington County Chamber, not just the chamber members, but the entire business community region-wide. But one of the themes is that what would the impact be if everybody on their staff had the opportunity, and they do have the opportunity, to build a customer for life each day? Oh my gosh, Tim, how would that impact Hagerstown and Washington? I mean, how would that impact the whole area?
Oh, that would be huge.
And the answer is, it's very doable. We just want to give people the tools and the confidence and the passion, and they're already on board. They're already working for the company. I just want them to understand what a gift it is when somebody gets to their front door. We talk about that.
Absolutely.
It's really kind of it's a real fast pace, 2 hours, and we're also on not only the luncheon, but both sessions, we're going to be doing the Chamber's going to be doing a book signing. I'll be doing the book signing, I'm going to bring a book called Success Simplified. It's simple solutions for measurable results, and it's an anthology, and we're going to be selling those books after each session, and that kind of encapsulates what we're going to talk about. But as far as the 2-hour session, Tim, oh my gosh, what a home run! And what's your seating capacity at Hager Hall?
We hold about 350 to 400 in there, so it's quite generous space. So I think we could be able to. We certainly have the room to pack the place. So.
Yeah, Tim, I was thinking a lot of my clients say, "Well, David, I'm just going to send my management team." And I said, "And I'm glad you are." But they said, "How's that going to work?" And I said, "It'll work for you. But what will really work for you if everybody on the payroll attends? Let's take an auto mall or an auto dealership.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just sending me, don't just send your salespeople and your management staff. You need to send the people that do the marketing, the accounting department, the lady the receptionist that answers the phone. Everybody on payroll's benefit, because it's almost like the thought process, Tim, of McDonald's hamburger. So a Big Mac tastes the same in Washington or Oregon as it does in Florida, only because the consistency of the product. And I think when everybody on payroll attends something like this, they all get the same information, they all have the same opportunity, and they all take a lot of the points back to their specific business, and what great tools they have. And if everybody walks with 2 or 3 really good ideas, it's certainly worth 2 hours of their time to help build a better company, a better business, and a better future. And that's what makes
fantastic.
It fun.
Now, what would you say if we have a membership or a large company that's been around for 50, maybe celebrating their 100th anniversary, that may say, well, I think we have it kind of down pat to a science, and this may not be right for us. Maybe this is better for some of the new businesses that are just figuring things out. What would you say to some of those more established companies that have been around for forever and maybe feel regimented?
Well, great question, because I did about 11 last October, 11 programs in Kansas, and that question came up, and I had some large employers, 1,800, 2,000 employees that have their own training companies. They have their own training departments, and so the HR directors attended one of the programs, and I ended up going back working for them. But my point is, because the market changes and styles change, and when you build a huge successful brand, that maybe you've been in business 100 years and you've got a really good market share, you got a good brand, that's the solid balance point. But the balance point is driven by economics and economic development, community changes, and to add a different flavor or a different vision or an additional way to think about. We've got this great clientele base, like banks. They have this great base of existing clients. How do we get more market share? And the answer is by having a new message, a brighter message, maybe a more specific message that is in tune with today's market. So you don't want to take away from heritage of 100 years of successful business.
Sure.
But as businesses grow, you have to be agents of change in our thinking and our tone of voice. Something as simple as answering the voice on the telephone, like, hello, yeah, Tim, what do you want?
Right.
And that makes such an impression in 10 seconds. And maybe that person on the phone doesn't know the heritage of 100 years. So I strongly recommend companies to have internal conversations about what brought them here. What have we been through in the last 100 years to get it to this point to be so successful? And what's going to carry us for the next 20, 30, 40 years? So good question, because things change, and we need to change with them. And I think by adding a fresh coat of paint, a new thought, a new avenue of service, a new product, a new service, it all makes a difference. And then you put some personality into it. Who wouldn't want to come back?
Absolutely. You know? That's great. All right, well, thank you so much for chatting with us. We can't wait to meet you. And again, folks listening, this is Friday, May 13th. It's Turning Service into Sales with David Aaker, and it's the second installment in our Hagerstown, Washington County Chamber of Commerce Leadership Training Series. Visit Hagerstown.org or give us a call at 301-739-2015 to purchase your tickets today. Books for Success Simplified will be on sale as well, too. So looking forward to it. And thanks again, Mr. Aaker.
My pleasure. I look forward to having 3 really fun, progressive programs in Hagerstown, Washington County Chamber. Thank you for the invite.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.